All right, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, but you guys know what time it is. Once again, let's discuss everything Kaspa. You guys can see Kaspa is up 6.7% over the past 24 hours in USD comparative. And of course, we are seeing the entire market up right now, and Kaspa is reacting to the overall momentum, which is great to see. But let's discuss a little further as to what is happening with Kaspa and what is yet to come. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If we're looking at the price of Kaspa right now, 13.2 cents, up 6.7% as mentioned in USD comparative. It's also up 4% in Bitcoin comparative over the past 24 hours. Looking at its market cap, $2.87 billion. So we're approaching the $2.9 billion mark. And the 24-hour trading volume currently sitting at 45.5 million. Not bad. So pretty much, we've seen Kaspa hold around this market rank pretty strong, even though we have seen a little bit of volatility within the price, which is great to see. And again, should not be a surprise to any one of us. Kaspa is extremely hyped. And speaking about hype, if you do not understand how much people are interested in this project, you can see I did a vote on my channel 1 day ago, and of course I wrote December is approaching, which coin will be the top performer before closing out the year of 2023, and 46% of the votes, I got 1,200 votes in a day, and you guys can see 46% of the people are voting for none other than Kaspa, and this speaks for itself. And not only that, if that doesn't excite you, take a look at this. So this exchange called BitTrue, they had a vote, and you guys can see after less than 10 hours, the vote for listing of Kaspa on BitTrue has just been completed. So Kaspa will be listed on BitTrue tomorrow at 10 a.m. UTC. So, never reuse this exchange, but again, more exchanges, the better, more liquidity, more options for people. At the end of the day, if you are holding Kaspa or if you're holding any sort of cryptocurrency, let me be very clear, and I want you guys to really understand that you do not want to be putting your coins on an exchange. Take them out, buy yourself a cold storage, buy yourself, there's so many different options as far as cold storage goes. Look it up online, YouTube, there's tons of reviews. Ledger Nano S is one of the most popular one, but there's so many different wallets out there as well. It's better to actually hold your private keys rather than just, trusting these exchanges, because trust me, no matter how big the exchange is, you never know what can happen to your funds. So that's that. But now let's take a further look at Kaspa. What exactly is happening with the price right now, and of course what we could be expecting as we do go further into this week, and of course this new month coming up for us. So before I get into it, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So you guys can see this for yourself. We are retesting this 13.5 cents resistance 2 different times, and both times we've seen a rejection. You can't make this up at this point. This line that I literally drew out for you guys, that's exactly where we are seeing the price trying to battle and trying to get above. You can't make this up, and I know that you can't make this up at this point is my slogan. And who knows, I might release some t-shirts if I'm bored. So that's just for jokes, but you guys can see this for yourself. We're seeing the price trying to break out of this resistance, and I've explained to you guys several times in my previous updates why this resistance is so important. Of course, right now it's playing as a resistance for us, but when we do flip it, it plays as a support line. But nonetheless, you guys can see we're seeing 2 different rejections out of that resistance mark. And of course, like I've said to you guys several times, resistance generally are a very good spot for traders that are trading leverage or futures market. They tend to lock profits on resistance, because usually resistances are a roadblock. That's what you need to look at it as. When you are moving towards the upside, when you are retesting a resistance, just think of it as a roadblock that's coming. So what traders do is they literally close their positions a little before, maybe like 0.5% before we test the resistance, or when the resistance actually gets tested. So that's what's happening right now. But what I want you guys to be taking a close look at is that we're back in the 38.6 Fibonacci retracement level. Once we pop out of this zone, which I think we will in the next few hours, because guys, let's face it, that's literally a move of about 2%. Literally 2% for us to break out of this resistance. But as I've said to you guys countless of times, manipulation occurs. Stay away from futures trading. And why do you think we're seeing several rejections? Future trading happening. This is literally a perfect example. If futures never existed, I think we would have seen, obviously we still would have seen, markets get manipulated through spot trading, but I think it would have been way less in my opinion. But nonetheless, I really like what I'm seeing back in the 38.6 Fibonacci retracement level, retesting this resistance. If you picked up some Kaspa just on the 27th at the 0.50 Fibonacci retracement level support line at 12.1 cents, look at it for yourself. You are up about 11% instantly in literally a day. And this is where Kaspa momentum continuously shows. The chart speaks for itself, and a lot of people are getting extremely excited. I've seen people never even discuss anything about Kaspa, but when they look at the way this project was launched, they are loving it. And the way Kaspa was launched, of course, was very, very fair. No VCs that can potentially come and dump. And people can come out and say, 6 months, maybe some VCs have their coins locked in for 3-4 years. Doesn't matter. They'll still dump at the end of the day eventually. But Kaspa does not have that feature built into it. And, guess what this shows? You may be saying, okay, who cares? This shows the team behind it. What their vision is. Are they money hungry? Are they greedy? And I'm not saying people that launch through ICOs, because ICOs used to be very, very popular previously, and a lot of projects tend to go through that route back in the day. But Kaspa, they just did a fair launch, and people were mining Kaspas. If you did your due diligence research early on Kaspa, you were mining Kaspa literally at prices that people dream of right now. Let's go look at that in perspective. So no, not the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. So people were mining Kas literally around here. October 0.002 cents, and let's put that into perspective. Let's say you were mining around there. Kaspa is up 6,264% since then. Let that sink in. Can we let that part sink in? And I've said this to you before. There are people that are already millionaires off of Kaspa, and these are the people that got in early. And I've seen with my own eyes some people that I did not even ask for send me emails and look at I bought Kaspa around this is my portfolio, what do you think, this and that. Great on you. I do tell people to lock some profits in, and some people did. And speaking about profits, there was one person that's a viewer of mine, they locked in their profits around this 15 cents-ish mark, and they're like, hey, Crypto ZX, you're the man, this and that. You said lock in profits. I want to reward you, this and that. I'm like, no, this is not no rocket science. I'm just saying at the end of the day, we never want to get greedy, and this is what we need to implement in our head, especially if you got in early, And when I say locking in profits, I don't mean, you go and sell your entire position. You just take a little bit of profit throughout the move towards the upside. Now imagine people that did lock in the profit in the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. The price did go down 20% after. Okay, so these are some factors that people need to kind of understand, kind of take a look at. Now that we are seeing more exchanges come in, liquidity is going to go higher, of course. Manipulation is also going to increase. So it's more important if you are sitting at thousands of percent profits, and I'm not just saying Kaspa, any project, this goes for any project, you do want to be locking in those profits. But nonetheless, I'm very, very bullish on Kaspa, as you guys know. I'm very optimistic on this, and the more I do research on this, the more it speaks to me. And this is the project of the cycle without a doubt, and I think it is going to shock a lot of people. Where does it rank with the other layer ones? It's its own project. It's its own tech, but long term, it's obviously going to prove itself. We need to, build some huge partnerships, kind of evolve and really battle with the other layer ones, because when I say layer ones, there's tremendous amount of layer ones, and at the end of the day, long-term horizon, only a few will succeed, but the next few years is going to be a time where we do see this battle take place. But that is it for today's update. Thank you to each and every one of you guys for showing tremendous amount of love. Love you all. See you tomorrow in Crypto ZX, and peace out.